Everywhere you go, you hear about low wages, high food prices, and stuff like that. Maybe sometimes you've wondered why the government doesn't just print more money to make everyone richer and pay off debts? If you asked someone who studies economics that question, they'd probably laugh at you. But for a regular person, it can be pretty confusing. So, why can't the government just print more money? Well, it can, but that would be dumb. One country tried it not too long ago, and it didn't end well. To get why that's the case, you need to know a bit about what money actually is. Back in the day, money wasn't like what we know today. People used to trade stuff directly, and they could use things like salt, rice, or a camel as payment. But there was a catch. The person you wanted to trade with had to have something you wanted, and you had to have something they wanted, which made trading pretty tricky. That's exactly why we invented money. Everyone likes money, and the person you're trading with will gladly accept it because they can use it to buy almost anything. But the money we use today, euros, dollars, francs, and countless others, is mostly what's called fiat money. That means it doesn't actually have any value on its own. That banknote you use to buy food at McDonald's isn't anything more than a fancy piece of paper. It only has value because we believe it does, since we can use it to buy cool stuff. But if you ended up on some alien planet, your dollars wouldn't be worth a thing compared to gold, weapons, or food. Now that you know what money actually is, we can get back to the main question of this video. Why doesn't the government just print more money? Let's say they did and gave every citizen a straight $100,000, so everyone decides to buy a Dodge Hellcat. Unfortunately, the local car dealership doesn't have enough Dodges, so there's only one logical move left. They raise the prices. And that's exactly why printing more money wouldn't make any sense at all. When there's a lot of something, in this case, banknotes, their value goes down. If everyone suddenly had double the salaries, all the prices would double too, and it wouldn't make any difference. This kind of overall rise in prices and wages in a country is what we call inflation. You might think inflation is a bad thing, but actually, when a country has about 2% inflation, that's considered healthy. For example, the euro has around 2.0% inflation, and the US dollar is about 2.7%. To be clear, 2% inflation means that the value of the currency drops by 2% every year, so prices go up by 2%. Inflation is exactly why your parents go on about how, when they were kids, a hamburger cost just 30 cents. Sure, it was nice that it cost 30 cents, but their salaries were tiny too. In a country called Zimbabwe, people really felt the pain when too many banknotes were printed. One day, the president of Zimbabwe decided to print a ton of new banknotes. Unfortunately, as he kept printing, prices went up, so he printed even more. But then prices went up even faster, so he kept printing, and it just kept rising. Eventually, he printed so much money that by November 2008, inflation had hit over 500 billion%. People would go to the store with wheelbarrows full of cash. They even had a $100 trillion banknote. When the Zimbabwean dollar finally collapsed and was replaced by the US dollar, the exchange rate was $1 for 35 billion Zimbabwean dollars. So what's the takeaway? Printing extra money is definitely not a good idea. That's all for this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit like and drop a comment. Good night.